Okay, guys, here's your review questions, just in case you need some practice. Alex, Bart, and Carl are brothers. Alex is the oldest and Carl is the youngest. The sum of the ages of the three brothers is 42. Alex's age is 3 more than twice Carl's age. The difference between Bart's and Carl's age is 7 years. Which systems of equations could be used to determine the ages of all three brothers? I'm going to pause for a second so I can write something down. From the very first sentence, we get no information. They just tell us that they're brothers. Alex is older than Carl. Does not matter because we're not writing an inequality. The sum of the ages of all three brothers is 42. This word right here in a math class means that we are adding, okay? We are going to add A plus B plus C, and all together it has to equal 42. Alex's age is 3 more than twice Carl's age. Alex, we represent with A. Is in the math class is equal 3 more than twice Carl's age. Carl's age is C, and since it's twice 2C and it's 3 more, that's adding. So 3 plus 2C is going to be Carl's age. That's what we got from the third. No, let's see, 1, 2, 3, the fourth sentence. The difference between Bart and Carl's age is 7 years. Difference in a math class is subtracting. B minus C is 7. And here you have your system of equations. So your final answer on the first one should have been J. If you had J, good job. Here is number 2. Number 2 says, which of the following order triples is a solution to the system of equations? So we have our system here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to write an augmented matrix. Here's the augmented matrix for the system of equations that we have in your calculator. What I'm going to do is use the calculate feature, and I'm going to press menu, which is right here, 7 and 5. So I have reduced row echelon form, and I'm just going to type in my augmented matrix. To get that matrix, I'm going to press the button right beside 9. And I have 3 rows, first row, second row, third row, going left to right. And I have 4 columns. So X values, Y values, Z's, and then a constant. So I'm going to type all of those things in. Give me just a sec. Okay, now what you can see here, this is the calculator screen. There's a glare on it, but I typed in the augmented matrix. I used reduced row echelon form, and my solution is here. That means if I was to graph all 3 lines, they would all intersect at 1, 1, and 2. So my final answer on this question should have been F. All right. Okay, here's question number 3. A system of equations is represented in a matrix form below. Which of the following represents a solution to the system of equations? This is the same exact thing as our augmented matrix. You can put it all together because you have to find out what's X, Y, and Z. So take a second, you write it down, see if you came up with the right matrix. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see. Okay, but take a second, write yourself an augmented matrix based off what you see. Okay, so all I've done is wrote down the matrix as quickly as possible. But I'm going to use the calculator and, whoops, can't really see. I'm going to use the calculator and let's get a new document. We don't need to save it. And we're going to use the feature menu 7 and 5. And I'm going to put in my coefficients and constants from my matrix. I got, once again, 3 rows and I have 4 columns. And so I'm going to type everything in. It's going to be 1, 1, 2. And I'm going to pause the video because you really don't need to see this part right here. Okay, and so what you see here in the calculator, that's going to be your final answer. That's your solution to your system of equations using our technology. So we have -1, -1, and -1. And if you use the format that Mr. B taught you, then you should be quite comfortable with seeing and knowing that our final answer is going to be A. All right, that's all to it. Okay, folks, number 4 contains a wealth of information, so here goes. I'm going to try to take it step by step. It says that a new apartment complex is opening in College Station. The rent for each apartment is determined by its size. So we know we got 3 different types of apartments. We got a 3-bedroom, a 2-bedroom, and a 1-bedroom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let X be a 1-bedroom. we're going to let Y be a 2-bedroom, and Z then will be a 3-bedroom. Okay, so that's all I've gotten just from reading the very beginning. So what it says is in the size of the bedroom, the 3-bedroom is 1,500. So that's going to be 1,500 Z. A 2-bedroom is 900. So 900 Y. And a 1-bedroom is 500. So 500X. It says if all apartments are occupied for 1 month, the rent revenue will be $750,000. So since we're talking about money here all the way across, 500 for the 1-bedroom, 900 for the 2, and 1,500 for the 3-bedroom. Whoops. Shouldn't be a plus sign. Okay, all three of those together are going to equal 750,000. Okay, so that's our first equation. That's what it should look like. That just came from the first sentence. Now, it says there are 200 more 1-bedroom apartments than the number of 2- and 3-bedroom apartments combined. So this sentence here, this second one where there are 200 more, I'm going to start it right in here. So 200 more 1-bedroom apartments. So the 1-bedroom is going to be X. And since I know that there's 200 more, 200, and it's going to be the 2 and 3-bedroom apartments. So what that's going to be is there's going to be 200 plus 2-bed, let's see, which is Y and Z. Okay, so that's going to be our second equation. All right, so X equals 200 plus Y plus Z. Then, so that comes from this one. And the last equation, there's a total of 1,550 bedrooms for all 1,000 apartments. Which system of equations can be used to determine? So this last little piece in here, there's a total of 1,550 bedrooms for all 1,000 apartments. Really and truly, that 1,000 apartments is not significant, okay? What we need to know about is the bedrooms, because that's what we were comparing from the beginning. So what that means is X plus Y plus Z. When we put it all together, that's bedrooms alone. We have 1,550 bedrooms in the apartment complex. Okay, so what's going to happen is I got 500, 900, 1,500 Z, 7,500. Then you just compare. Okay, don't let the fact that they wrote theirs as Y plus Z equals 200, that shouldn't bother you. And when you look at all the answer choices, they're exactly the same on the second equation. I made a boo-boo. Here goes my boo-boo. We was talking about bedrooms and I forgot to put the bedroom number. I did the same thing in class. My bad. All right. So 1-bedroom, 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 2Y, 3-bedroom, 3Z. Sorry about that, folks. But that's going to be our total right there. So on number 4, your final answer should be okay, just wanted to make sure I had the right choice. But it should be D on number 4. D like dolphin. Okie dokie. Okay, here's number 5 from the review. The first of two numbers minus 4 times the second number is at least a -4. Let me let y'all know. I read this problem about 3 or 4 times. So, once again, the first of two numbers minus 4 times the second number is at least a -4. This first of two, I'm not going to even lie to you. It threw Ms. Gable for a loop. All this means, though, is that X could be the first number and Y is going to be the second number. Okay? So what happened is the first of two numbers minus 4 times the second number is at least a -4. See, when I read these two numbers, I wrote down 2X, but that's not right. After reading it a couple times, what happens is I have one number is X minus 4 times the second number. For Y is at least a -4. Now, here's what I said in class. If you're trying to figure out what that at least means, think about it like this. If I tell you can come to the mall with me, but you got to have at least $50, what that means is that you can have $50, you can have 51, you can have 52, you can have anything over $50. But if you got $49.75, you cannot come with me. So at least means that it must be either greater than or equal to that amount. So for that reason, we're going to do x minus 4y is greater than or equal to a -4. Now, just from that statement alone, you can look at your answer choices and you can eliminate F and H. Okay, that at least knowing that it has to be a greater than sign, we can also eliminate G. But I'm going to push a little bit further. 3 times the first number plus the second number is more than a -3. So 3 times the first number, x is my first number. So that's going to be 3x. Plus the second number is going to be more than a -3. To figure out what that more than, you need more than a 70 to be able to participate in UIL competitions. That's sports, that's band, that's everything. So can you have a 71? Yes. Can you have a 72? Yes. But Ms. Gable don't want you to be in the 70s, okay? I need you to be passing, securely passing. So that means that your grade needs to be greater than a -3. So if your grade got to be more than a 70, then yeah, let's go with greater than a 3, okay? So what that means in short is that J is the final answer. And I think, I can't even remember what class period it is, but I know who the students were. Y'all was debating over this one, and Ms. Gable apologized. I was rushing. I didn't read this one right, but I'd rather we fix it now than for you to have a question like this tomorrow and be like, what? But she said it was a 2. Nope. After reading it multiple times, which is what I'm going to encourage you to do on tomorrow, don't just give up. Read the question multiple times till you get it right. Okay? Be sure about your answers. Be sure about your choices.